Welkom terug in de Oosterpoort voor de laatste dag van de Eurosonic Noorderslag-conferentie. Vanavond gaat hier in de Oosterpoort het grote Noorderslag Festival plaatsvinden met de beste en meest veelbelovende nieuwe muziek uit Nederland. Nu wordt er nog volop geborreld, zaken gedaan en er zijn mensen die hier zijn om over de meest interessante onderwerpen van nu te praten. Er zijn mensen uit binnen- en buitenland en we hebben nu meteen een gigant uit de internationale muziekindustrie naast ons. Martin Elbourne, hij is de belangrijkste boeker van het Glastonbury Festival. Legendarisch festival in Engeland. Niet alleen omdat het heel erg oud is, meer dan 40 jaar al. Niet alleen omdat het heel erg groot is, maar vooral ook omdat het er heel vaak ongelooflijk regent en het er een legendarische puinhoop wordt. Vorig jaar was het er ineens een jaar niet, nu weer wel. En we zijn natuurlijk ook benieuwd of hij nog een klein beetje interesse heeft in de Nederlandse acts die hier staan. Martin, welcome. It's a tradition for you to come here, right?
I think I might have been to every single one.
16, 17,
Something
that's
like
what
that,
you said?
Feels like it, yeah.
That's a lot, that's a lot. There was no Glastonbury last year. Did people miss you or were they content watching the Olympics at home?
I think they were very grateful there was no Glastonbury because the weather would have been appalling.
People like that, the weather be appalling, right?
It was worse than usual.
Yeah?
It was the wettest, it's actually now official, it was the wettest year ever since records began in England. And it was particularly bad in the lead up towards Glastonbury. So it's not out of the question we might have had to cancel the event.
It was a shocking decision though to skip here. Not a lot of festivals do that. Was it really necessary?
Michael Evers is in charge of Glastonbury. He normally does every 5th year. Takes a year off to give the village a break. It gives him a chance to renegotiate contracts and things like that, and change the staff or what have you. So the only difference this year was we just moved the year because of the Olympics, but it was actually probably one of the most sensible decisions Michael's ever made.
Yeah. Especially looking back.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
So you're here. Are you here watching new acts, or is it already all set for this year's program?
Well, I'm actually mainly here with my Great Escape. I'm involved with about eight events, so I'm mainly here with my Great Escape hat on. Great Escape is the UK version of Eurosonic, if you like. Very similar sort of sized events and number of bands. And mainly, I'm actually only here this year. I'm only here for one night. So I've got 2 of the other members of the team are arriving in the next couple of hours, so they'll be looking at bands. So I'm just doing a bit of shaking hands or whatever. Unfortunately, my dog has gone blind, so I have to go back and look after my dog.
Okay. Have you seen anything that's great for the Great Escape?
I only saw one band last night.
Only one?
Yes.
Which was?
They were French films from Finland.
Did they make the cut?
Well, they'd already made the cut, actually, funny enough.
Okay.
So there you go. But they were pretty good. And I missed, I can't remember, Nandom Ford and Codaline. They're a really hot band. Unfortunately, I was 5 minutes too late. But they're a buzz band. And that's what Adam is the new booker for the Great Escape, so that's his job. Because I'm getting a bit old now to go and see bands. So I shake hands and wave at people. Although I still love seeing new bands. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah. So there's not a lot of Dutch bands making it over to the UK, especially not to the Glastonbury Festival. Last band we remember was De Staat.
Yeah.
You probably may have seen them for the first time over here at Noorderslag Festival.
I did, yeah.
So we're very interested in seeing a couple of Dutch bands that we see as very successful over here.
Okay.
We're going to show a little piece of them on the TV screen here. The first one is Jacco Gardner, a 24-year-old guy who is connected to the neo-psych wave that's also coming up in the UK a little bit.
Okay.
So let's see if you like that one. It's a small piece of Jacco Gardner's Clear the Air.
She's been gone for many hours in the garden, picking flowers for her love. Every time she comes home, no one's there.
What we picked up as one of the talents for the next year by The Enemy, The Guardian, Pitchfork have written about him. Would you think music like that would make a chance in the UK?
Well, it didn't do anything for me.
No?
No.
The small piece, no? So how's that?
That does sound quite cheesy to me.
Cheesy?
Yeah.
It's what they call Baroque pop.
Oh, okay, yeah. So well, it's not my thing.
No.
But the only thing is, there aren't British bands like that. So I always think, like for example, the Finnish band which mentioned French filter, their problem, they're actually very competent, but they're almost like a classic English indie rock band with a bit of New Order and The Cure thrown in.
Why would you take one from Finland when we have 1,000?
Exactly. So at least that was different. Yeah.
Yeah. Because there is a little wave of that. There's a band called Temples from London. There's a couple of bands from the US who are working in that area as well.
Okay, right.
You're not into that really for the Great Escape or
No,
Glastonbury?
not necessarily. I mean, that's the sort of thing. Not as well. I mean, Glastonbury's different. I mean, you've got to realize, Great Escape, we attempt to put on all the best new bands from around the world.
Yeah.
The basic difference in Great Escape and here is that we're from the whole of the world, whereas Eurosonic is, as the name implies, is European.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, absolutely. But with Glastonbury, there's no point playing unless you've already got a buzz happening, because there are too many stages. There's like 30 stages, and people are there. Most people are there to see big. They're either there to see no bands at all, or to see big bands.
We're going on to the next one, which is the Kyteman Orchestra.
Okay.
And they played here at Noorderslag 3 years ago, 2009. That's 4 years ago already. They were a very big success in the Netherlands, and they came back with a bigger orchestra. The Kyteman Orchestra, basis of it is a trumpet player, young guy who has a lot of good friends around him, and very successful in the Netherlands, looking towards places across the border to play.
Okay.
The Kyteman Orchestra live at Pinkpop. Sometimes sentimental, sometimes very big sounding, bombastic.
Okay.
Is there a market for something like that across the border? Is that typical Dutch?
I'm not sure. That was. I mean, I'm not a. Well, for starters, I'm not a big jazz fan at all. On that 10-second, I didn't actually think that was that bad. That was kind of a little bit. Again, the advantage of that was, again, it was a bit different.
That's a real big thing. You have to do something.
I mean, funnily enough, that's the sort of thing. What used to be called the Jazz World stage at Glastonbury, which is now West Holt stage, that's the sort of thing that actually would work well there on a Sunday lunchtime. Because they're always quite a bit chilled out, and then they start. So
Sunday lunchtime. Okay.
Sunday lunchtime music. Yeah.
I think they would settle for that probably.
But I don't book that stage.
You don't book that stage. Okay. Last thing is Noisia, which is a couple of guys from over here in Groningen. They have been in the drum and bass scene for a couple of years, and now they are more or less moving towards the American EDM in the direction of Skrillex, working with him, also remixing The Prodigy for their latest project.
Okay.
Noisia from Groningen. Dance music that looks like punk.
Yeah, which is a relatively new phenomenon, or certainly in its worldwide success. Actually Skrillex isn't playing Glastonbury. He was going to be playing Glastonbury, but he's now postponed his tour to the autumn. I mean, the great stuff about that sort of music is there are no barriers. I mean, the people in dance music have never been particularly about one country. And it's almost like the more obscure country you come from, the better in a way. So obviously that looks.
Do you look towards what's happening in the US at the moment? Because there's a lot of things happening there. It's breaking big. Big festivals are popping up all the time.
Well, I mean, that's a big change. That's been one of the biggest in the terms of the worldwide music industry. Obviously, the biggest change has been the EDM scene in the States. Of course you notice that, although dance people in the UK would say, or for that matter in much of Europe would say, we've had that for years, why is it suddenly called EDM? But whatever. It's healthy.
It's healthy,
yeah.
Thank you, Michael.
I mean, Tomorrowland in Belgium is probably the biggest event of its kind in the world. I think it won the award last night, so yeah.
thank you very much
Okay.
for coming to us, to
Very
Groningen.